Getting set up. Hold tight. We'll be there in a second. All right, here we go. All right, we're going live.
Oh. She's having trouble.
Not the updates. Not Windows 10 updates. Anything but that.
Okay, no problem. She'll come on when she comes on. All right, we're live on Facebook now.
Ooh.
All I got to do is hit recording. And whoa, what is going on? Okay. And we will start now.
Good morning and welcome to Co-Opie Talk. I'm Lisa Levin and I'm here with Jeff Levin. We have Melanie Nicholas here as well as Doug Starks and Felicity Joy. We are all part of the Co-Opvertising Network. You can find us on Facebook by doing a search for Chicagoland Co-Opvertising Network and joining our group of over 2,300 business owners within the Chicago area who are redefining success by helping others first. And then also visit our website at coopvertisingnetwork.com to learn more about the network, how to get involved, and also check out our calendar of events. We have co-op events as well as sponsor events. So check those out. Just coming up within the next week, we have our Co-op Success Club, which is on August 16th. That's at 5:30 in the evening. That is in the sponsor group. So if you're a sponsor, you can find that in the events tab and register to attend that. We are going to go over, well, Jeff is actually teaching that and teaching on the 4 ways to build a business that works without you, which is ultimately all of our goals, right? We all want to build a business that works without us so that we can sit on a beach and benefit from all of our hard work. So attend that. That is Tuesday at 5:30. If you are not a sponsor and don't know how to get access to that, contact me. I'm Lisa Levin. I'm on Facebook. Message me and we'll get you in.
Yeah, one of the things I put out last night in that invitation for everyone that is a sponsor, since there's right now, I think we've got like 20 or so people that have said that they can come for whatever reason. If you want to bring a guest, more than happy to do it. We'd love to. That would be a perfect one to come to because I think it'll really set the tone on why you need to be a part of the co-op network. So, if you're a sponsor, that's a great way to introduce people to what we do. So bring a guest and just let us know, and we'll mark them down and we'll be ready to have them. I have to have a final head count in by Monday morning. It's one of those perks you get. So don't waste the opportunities because they may be gone.
That's
things,
right.
If things don't work, I change it. You've seen it. If they don't work, I change it.
We're bringing value all the time, and if you aren't taking advantage of the value, we will change it and bring more value. So that's just how we work.
Somebody said the only thing constant in life is change, right? So, if you're not improving, you can't. There's no such thing as standing still. I don't know what you guys think about that, but I don't believe you could stand still. You watch the world pass you by. So, if there's an opportunity to improve, no different than this platform, right? How many times have we shifted platforms because it's not the right fit,
It's
right?
not doing what we want it to.
So we'll keep going until that time happens. But, I guess when we introduced this group today, we talked about the Chicagoland Co-Opvertising Network. I think we're kind of going to start morphing this forum into more of like the western suburbs. I don't know, because we've got 2 other places that are popping up, and I think they're going to be doing a similar thing as to what we're doing here. They all love this this online format, and they want to do it too. So I think we're like the western suburbs people. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, you're right there across Chicago on the west side.
Everybody but Doug. I mean, Doug's like
I'm south side. I'm the sticks.
You're in the south side of Chicago.
Yeah, way south.
Yeah. So we've got a special guest, Steve Dynaco.
Steve Dynaco.
Dynaco. We're butchering your name, buddy. You're gonna have to come on.
I like Dynaco because I like the Cars movie. So
Sounds
that's
like
why
the Cars thing. Yeah.
I don't know. But we're having him on. He is the Courage Builder. So we are excited to have him come on and just share. He is just a wealth of knowledge and a great resource for everyone. So excited to bring him on. And then also just a couple more announcements that we have coming up. Next Friday is the Lockport Health and Wellness Co-op. So if you are in the health and wellness arena and you are in the Lockport area, come and join us. You can find the information on the calendar at coopvertisingnetwork.com and click on the co-op events. You can find the address and everything there to attend. We are looking for health and wellness businesses to work with and connect with and help each other grow. This is the group that actually did, if you are familiar with Save the Playground event that was going on last month, this is a group that did it. So they are on fire and excited to not only help each other, but help the community. So that is next Friday on August 19th. And then also our Co-op Network live event is on September 9th. So if you are not registered for that, this is a great event for you to come to. We're going to have, anywhere from 150 to 200 people. We have an amazing speaker, Sheila Skolnick, who is telling her rags to riches story, who is just unbelievable. And, just built her business from nothing and sold it for multi-millions of dollars, and now just is going around and inspiring business owners like us to not give up and do the things that we need to do to make the impact that we're looking to make. So really excited about her. coopvertisingnetwork.com/registration. Tickets right now are 35% off, so go there and do it now.
Yeah, and to that point with Sheila in the event, we try to keep getting better and better. We have a different promo engine that we're trying out this time. We've got thousands and thousands of people being contacted this morning, right, Doug?
Yes.
So
1,000 going out today.
If you think you can wait, that room cannot hold more than 200 people.
No.
I'm not going to attempt to do it because I don't think, in the past, I think we were going to try to cram in more, but for our format, it's not going to make sense. So literally it cuts off at 200. Mm-hmm. It's going to cut off there. And like I said, thousands of people throughout Chicagoland are being contacted right now to take your spot, basically, because you decided to drag your feet and wait till the last minute to say, I'm going to go to something that you knew you were going to go to 2 months ago anyway, right? I mean, you end up coming, so you might as well do it now.
Automation is great.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just register.
Just register. Have fun, man. Lighten up. Anyway, so we're here today. Lisa said we're here with Felicity and Doug and Melanie and Jennifer somewhere.
She's having computer problems, so she should be jumping on soon, hopefully.
We put out some posts. We're gonna be each one of these guys are gonna be putting out different types of posts to focus on that will contribute to growing and nurturing the people of the co-op. And I think the messages that you guys, especially Felicity, that put out there today, it just resonates, and it's something that we're going to start reinforcing more and more and more if you haven't heard it enough. So I don't know if you guys saw Felicity's post, but what was that all about?
Okay, well, what I had said was that that we need to give it 100% in our missions. So, I've definitely been thinking a lot about the missions lately. I'm getting a chance to talk to each of the mission leaders and talk about where are you at in your mission? How is it going? And something that came out in one of my conversations yesterday was just about giving it 100%. That you as a missions leader or niche group leader or someone that you have a passion in your heart, you've been thinking about maybe starting a niche group, as the leader, you have to give it 100%. But whatever level of commitment you give it is what you're going to see return to you in your business. We've heard.
What do you mean? What's the mission? What do you mean?
What do I mean by mission, or what do I mean? Say it again.
If somebody's listening for the first time, what do you mean by mission?
Okay.
And feel free to join in, guys. I mean, I know Melanie's one of our niche group leaders, and Doug is providing value to our niche groups. And so, it's really the place to be when it comes to getting engaged in the co-op. But, Felicity's taken the brave step to kind of help us drive this concept home. So anyway.
Yeah, I mean, a mission is that thing that you sit at home on your couch complaining about. I mean,
exactly right.
I love that.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It's that thing that bugs you about America, about the world today, about kids today, about, whatever it is that you're saying that, this is what this country really needs. That's what a mission is. When you go ahead and you look at it from the other side, what if this problem got solved? How would that look? And what do you think would actually take us there? Now, you don't have to have all the answers going in. And I think that that's why a lot of people don't do anything. They don't have all the answers going in. All they have is the complaint. But you know what? All I started with was a complaint. My eyes were opened up to a problem in society about the racial situation. People's eyes have gradually been open. I mean, a year ago, 2 years ago, people were saying we don't have a race problem. And as of about a month or two ago, very few people are saying that. You might not personally have a race problem, but it don't mean this country isn't having an issue. So anyway, that was what I was on my couch, complaining about, kind of sick about, maybe kept me up a little bit at night. Like, what am I going to do? What can we do? Do I really believe that one person can make a difference? I mean, I think I sang a song about that, but do I believe it? So that's, that's where it comes to play. That's where the rubber meets the road. But we don't leave you out there with a complaint. We'll help you.
Yeah. And so, you sit around on a couch or whatever complaining about a situation. Well, what are you going to do about it? And the people in the co-op are leaders, right? They're business leaders. And the most important role in a business leader is to serve the community, right? And if we do it right, what happens? The community actually grows, and so does your business. If you have a business that can't serve your community, it's going to be gone very soon. Mm-hmm. It will be gone, right? That's why I strongly urge everybody that's in business to build a community, literally. It doesn't have to be with bricks and mortar. It can be online. You got to build a community and serve it. And so what better way to do it than what you wake up just completely irritated about? Because that's what's been planted on your heart, right? And we've got these phenomenal people that have stepped forward and say, you know what, I'm tired. I'm just tired of complaining. I want to do something about it. And I know God's tugging on me to do it. And so, that's what I encourage everybody to do. And Felicity, was one of the bold people that stepped up and said, I'm tired of this crap. I'm basically tired of it. And I want to do something about it, but I don't have all the answers, right?
No, definitely.
But when you put the questions out there instead of the answers, it's incredible what happens. People come to you, right? I mean, Melanie, talk about we lost the Okay, so talk about the you're putting the financial niche group together, right?
Yeah, so it's a financial freedom niche group. Growing up, my story is that I actually grew up without parents for about 5 years. They, taught us, most cultures, they teach us how to get a good education and stable job. And I watched my parents, go through so much. They've worked all their life as a nurse, as an engineer. And I've seen them go through like a couple bankruptcies, right? We would live in $1 million home 1 year, and then the next year we would be in a rental property. And so, and I see their fights and everything. And the fact that we lived in the Philippines for 5 years because they didn't have any babysitting, they were working 24/7 here. My mom was working 2 nursing jobs. My dad just, working and then trying to build a business, a construction business. I thought to myself, and then, something needed to be done. But the turning point in my life was when my dad had a heart attack at the age of 59 that nearly killed him, because I watched him with all this financial stress. And I thought to myself, man, why is it that people are waiting until they get in the situation before they start educating themselves about finance, about business? So I became, what you would call a seminar junkie, but it was the best way to actually learn from all these mentors. I hired coaches that knew about finance and business. And because I love kids so much, an entrepreneur, that's how Kids Welfare National Club came about, where we taught kids how to, make, manage, and multiply their money. But the one issue that was happening that really frustrated me was when these kids would go back home to their parents, there was no support around it, right? Kind of like the co-op. You know, we need to be surrounded with people that can, you know, get us to where we want to kind of move. So it's become a movement to get the mission going. And so that's when we started teaching parents and now, you know, business owners. And that's how the Financial Freedom Niche Group came about. And I'm not just talking about, again, when it comes to finances affects a lot of things. You know, it affects your health. It affects your family life. It affects, you know, your faith. You start questioning yourself. And I love what Felicity said, that a lot of people don't take action because they feel like, number one, they fear, right? A lot of people react via fear. They fear that they can't do what needs to be done. But when you think about it, I always tell my kids, you know, we're pretty much God's children. I'm very faith-based. And when we put that limit on him as to what he had put in our heart, it doesn't make it, you know, it just kind of halts everything. And I think what we need to really focus on is the why behind it. And to have the end goal in mind. The how, the what kind of just comes along, right? I mean, I didn't know I was going to put
this awesome. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this book.
And so that's how it started. And I think, you know, just 80% of success is just showing up. And a lot of times we just show up kind of like here. You know, it doesn't matter if like 10, 20 people show up, as long as we focus on the ones who are showing up, because they're the ones who's actually also going to help us with our missions and our niche groups.
Can you guys see my screen?
Lead like Jesus. Yes.
Yeah. This thing. So I've been reading this book, and I'm very faith-based too. And, you know, I know we're not just pretty much God's children. We are God's children. And one of the cool things that I read in that book is know whose you are. And you know, the whose you are, and then who you are is like secondary.
Yeah.
Because if you know who you are, then, man, that's what we're here for. And the who you are is basically what you were designed to do to carry out his mission. And it's just like, if you saw my post today, that's what it was about. It just kind of puts things into perspective. And I know people don't like to talk about this, and you can be led by anybody you want, but deep down inside, you know, when you wake up with those grumblings, you know, whatever's weighing heavily on you, that's really what you're supposed to do. To be honest, it's where our hearts are at. It's what we should be focused on. We are all given talents. It's just a matter of channeling those in the right direction. And when you do that, you talk about success and abundance and all that other stuff. That's when it all aligns, and whoosh, you know, it just happens. And you know, call it what you want. It works for me. I don't know if it works for you guys, but it works really well for me. And it's the only thing that's worked for me in my life, you know, to that effect. So
that's, you know, how I
highly encourage.
Yeah. I was just going to say, that's how I ended the post, by saying that if you take care of God's business, he will take care of yours. And these missions.
Yeah, that was great. I love that.
That's another definition of a mission. It's God's business. You know, people say, well, why isn't God doing something about this? Why is God allowing this? But there's a great song called Do Something. And someone was praying, said, God, why are you allowing children from poverty? And why are you allowing this? And why are you allowing that? And he's like, when are you going to solve it? He said, I did solve it. I sent you to the earth. So we just have to take that responsibility and say, you know what? I'm going to take on, God is concerned about all of these things. And that's why he sent me. And I'm going to do something about it. So the co-op missions give us an awesome opportunity to do it. And it's great. And I will say this just as a little peek behind the curtain. Some of those things that you might fear will happen if you step out and lead it might happen. What you didn't realize is that you can overcome it. Like, what happens if I put myself out there and no one responds? What happens if I call a meeting and no one even RSVPs? What happens if I start an outreach and no one even comes except me? You know what? All those things happen to me, and I'm still standing here. I'm survived, and now people are joining me. Okay, so it took me to step out. Yes, I got discouraged, but you keep going. You didn't realize how tough you were, that you could endure those things. I didn't realize how tough I was, that it would be okay if no one responded, that I love this thing enough, I'm going to keep going. But I earned the right now to be the leader because I was there when no one else was. And you can do it.
And that's the key. That's the key right there. That's exactly the key. You got to be willing to stand out in front with nobody else there with you. If you're passionate about anything, and this is business, this is, you know, you're from a mission standpoint, whatever it is, you have to be willing to stand alone because that's the only way you're going to build a follower. If they see you out there, most people are going to, you know, they can't go through the weeds and make their own paths. They usually want to follow people. And you got to be willing to get out there by yourself. And it's tough to do, but at the same time, the view is incredible. That's what I always say. I'd rather stare out in front than at somebody's backside any day. So, you know.
Yeah. Let's bring on Steven.
Yeah, so Steven's going to come on. He's going to talk to us about courage, which is kind of fitting. I don't know. Hopefully he doesn't have a problem getting on. We're going to bring him on in a second. Doug, are you still on? Jenny?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Oh, Doug's there. I think Jennifer dropped off.
Jennifer dropped off?
She's having problems with her computer.
Yeah, and if you're watching, hey, good morning.
There he is. Good morning. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Now, Steven, say your last name for us.
Donaco.
Oh,
Donaco. That's what we said.
That I like Dynaco,
well,
but Donaco.
I'll tell you, just as a little aside, I have relatives in Canada, and they pronounce it Dynaco. So actually, your pronunciation is correct, but not in the Midwest.
Got it.
It should be Dynaco 8, right? I'm sorry, I had to say that, but.
Good. Well, so glad you could join us this morning. Just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Steven Donaco. I run a courage building practice.
Awesome.
And I'm an author and a speaker as well. I have actually a really long legacy in corporate America. I worked about 30 years in corporate America in the media business, the technology business, and the finance business. And then a couple of years ago, I pursued a degree in pastoral counseling, and then actually left the corporate world about 2 years ago, and have devoted my time to doing counseling. But now I'm sort of even moving more in the direction of what I call courage building, which it's interesting to hear your conversation up to now, because it's so much about supporting people who are going through the process of following their hearts and really trying to find their footing in the fear of pursuing their mission. So if you're familiar at all with the framework of the hero's journey, it's essentially like the circular something greater to our mission, and then we have to leave the known world and we come into like this deeper unknown world, and we become connected with our inner strengths, our inherent talents, and we also meet a lot of resistance and challenges and fears. So I kind of work with people in like this realm, building the courage to get through the hero's journey in the unknown world, and then whatever lessons they learn and whatever wisdom that they get on that journey, they bring back into the known world, and they use that in service. So that's like a really brief explanation of what I do to help people.
That's great. Awesome. That's excellent. Obviously, we can relate a lot to that. And I think Felicity isn't that what your background is? Isn't that what you got your PhD in?
It is. I got
pastoral counseling.
Yeah, I was like just saying like, Steve and I aren't friends. Let me change that. We need to meet. But yeah, I just finished. I just finished my PhD in Christian counseling. And when you said pastoral counseling, I've actually heard that term used a couple of ways, I think. And so I was wondering if you meant counseling pastors, because I'm like, they really need it. And so I didn't know if you meant that or if you meant, the traditional way I've heard it. But either way, I mean, that's just so powerful, the way that you do. Like, leaders don't always have a lot of people targeting them to give them support. And And I think it's kind of forgotten group. Like I went through a really cool recovery ministry called Celebrate Recovery. And one of the things that was a conversation, it's been helping so many people, but they were saying we really need a separate one for pastors and leaders because it's hard for them to come into a group like this and then have their congregation say, wait, what kind of problems are you having? But, you know, they do have problems. And the wounded healer is a very real thing. So I just absolutely love what you're doing.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, in my program, I went to Loyola for my program, and it's really an integration of psychology and spirituality. I went
to Loyola too.
Oh, there you go.
we got all these Loyola grads. I love it.
Good people.
So the program was about service to anyone, regardless of faith tradition and regardless of vocation. But I am completely in agreement with you that like pastors need that too. And pastors probably get very little support because they're sort of expected. I mean, it's the whole savior complex, right? So they get very little of that, and it's really needed. It truly is.
Excellent. So, you know, Felicity kind of serves as that function for us. I mean, poor Felicity, but you know, we have you know, and she enjoys it, I think. But yeah, I don't know how people do it without having a sounding board, you know, to kind of fall back on, because it is not an easy role to play. At least for me, you know, personally, it's not easy. Leaders do need support. And so, you know, when you're looking at the people that are kind of ideal for your programs, like who are you targeting? Like who comes to you?
Yeah. I building alliances with career coaches is one of my audiences. So, and I'm not really doing the tactical part of that, right? There are career coaches that'll look at your resume and they'll give you job interview advice and skills. So, and that's not my realm at all, right? So I'm looking to support people as they're doing the deeper exploration about like really what's my calling in my career, right? So I see myself as being a good partner to career coaches, and then entrepreneurs as well. So entrepreneurship can be a very lonely thing. And it also can be a very exhausting thing. So, and I have come from an entrepreneurial background as well. I mean, I worked 30 years in corporate America, but I also several years as an entrepreneur back in kind of like the internet web 1.0 days. And a lot of people who go forward and build a business get burnt out. And, you know, and I support people in addressing issues around burnout, not so much from a physical level, but more from a spiritual, psychological level. And you know, you had made a very important statement earlier about finding community, right? So, and I think even in an entrepreneurial environment like this, even where there is community, it can be very hard to reach out when we need help, because the perception is that it's a weakness if we're asking for help. Right. And what I do in my practice is really encourage people that your strength is enhanced by reaching out and asking others to contribute to your strength. Like I can only do my best work if you are doing yours. So how can we do it together?
That's so powerful. I was going to say, when Jeff said, like, I don't know how people do it without that kind of support. Stephen, would you agree that the answer is they don't do it without that support? I mean, this is why people quit. This is why, this is why spiritual leaders fall. You know what I'm saying? Because they become an island, and you clearly didn't let someone into that space. You clearly weren't vulnerable to another person and said, I mean, you might have been vulnerable maybe and whined about something, but you didn't say, hey, I need help. The ship's about to go down, and you didn't surround yourself with those people that could go ahead and answer that question.
Exactly, right. And it goes back to, there's an earlier statement about, that God is working through us, right, and as us. So, to go forward and do your work and sort of assume that, like, God's put me here to just do it all myself. The truth is that God is in everyone else who can provide me with help and assistance and with strength and with encouragement.
Yeah, that would require receiving blessings as well as giving them, right?
Exactly.
I can tell you right now, here we go. Boom. Kaboosh.
Love that. So, Stephen, what would you say to entrepreneurs out there, like if they are going through those challenges? Like, what's one thing that they can, put into practice to get them out of that challenge, so that, they can move forward and not give up on, their mission of what they need to do here in this earth?
Yeah, I think one of the things that's really important is to sort of set aside the idea that we've been so socialized into thinking in the business world that there are competitors. And a nice way to reframe that is that people are not your competitors if they're doing the same thing or similar thing, but they're niche mates. Right. So if we can sort of shift the paradigm from competitor to niche mate, it helps us to understand that what we're providing is actually unique in the niche. Right. So there may be other people out there doing something similar to me. However, I'm doing something unique as well. So I don't look at people who are doing coaching or counseling as competitors. I regard them more as niche mates, and I bring my own particular talent, my own like divinely designed talent to that, as does everybody else. Right. So and it doesn't feel as lonely or as competitive that way.
So love that, because that's what Co-Opie is all about, right? Is that right, Jeff? And we always say, we're all authentic and unique in our own way. I say to my kids, be yourself, because everyone else is taken.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's the best you can be. Like, you can't be any better, and you can be any more unique than you. And that's, to me, people get so caught up, and I went to business school and I learned all that good stuff. And, but I really hate the word, I don't like the word niche. I really don't, even though we have niche groups. I just don't like it. I couldn't find a better word for it. We're gonna change that name. But I just don't like it, because they look at it from a strategic standpoint instead of just saying, who am I? Because that's the difference between me and the next company. It's our own particular flavor that makes the brand. And most of the people that we have contact with are people that have 1, 2, 3, maybe not even 3 employees. They don't have anybody else working with them except themselves. So why not choose to, brand themselves as the unique person, just by being themselves. Can't fake that either, by the way.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying hi to everybody that's watching us live on Facebook. So
there's a lot of thumbs up going through.
Yes, you're getting lots of love. I see
lots of like here, so something's resonating today.
That's right.
So what do you think?
Hey, Jeff.
What do you think, Jenny?
Oh, you guys can hear me? I wasn't sure. Sorry, it's so much internet issues.
Yeah,
am I coming through? Okay. First of all, I think niche, cohort would be a good replacement for niche. If you don't like that word, I understand that. But
yes.
Hi, is it Stephen?
Hi. Great to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm super psyched about your message, because I happen to be a counselor, and in the profession of counseling, we don't compete at all, because we're in the cohorts that we're brought up in through school and in internships. We're always working with 5, 10 other counselors. We have to connect and help each other. And we've had situations, people may connect with one counselor over another, and it would be actually ethically irresponsible for me to continue to work with someone who is not gelling with me. And Felicity's been great. She's referred people to me. I've referred people to her. You know, it's been awesome, but a lot of people don't have that. I'm so glad to hear your message.
No, you're right. It's one of the things I loved about studying counseling is that, you know, the idea that if I can recognize that I don't have the skills to help this one particular person, that it's my duty to refer them. And I've done that. Like I've worked with clients where I feel the work I've done as much as I can for a person, and then referred them to somebody else who I thought would be in a better place to take them to the next level. So
yeah, because ultimately it's not about us at all. It's not about us. And so even in coaching, in business, it's just a great message. So it's really great to meet you. I'll have to connect with you later.
No, likewise.
It's not about us, right? Wouldn't it be so much easier if people just got that point so we can move forward?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be so much easier?
Yeah.
Why is it so hard?
But it's our
Why is it so hard for people to adopt themselves?
It's our job. We have to educate. We have to enlighten. We have to encourage. That's what we're doing right here in this program. That's a mission. You know, that's part of what you guys are already doing. So
why is it so hard, though? Why is it so hard for people to drop themselves? What do you think makes it that way?
We are born innately selfish. It's a survival.
Yeah, I also think there's this socialization that has happened over the years where it's really been all about like, okay, the individual has to be the one to do it all, right? So like I've been taught growing up that like I can do anything and I can learn anything and I have to do it all myself. So it's almost as if there's you know, it's this idea that if I ask for help, somehow I'm admitting to weakness, and I think we've just in our society we've sabotaged ourselves over the years. This like really
we lost audio.
Can everybody hear Steven
like
still?
Orthodox individualism, right? And it's and I'm a very hello.
Great point.
Let me,
Is he? I just think that is so that is just so real what he's saying in terms of our socialization into those ideas. I do think some of that is really not on purpose. I think by saying you can do it, you can do anything, and being so over encouraging almost sometimes, but not talking about the other side of that. So one of the things that I'm trying to do with my children is weekly, I'm doing this. Weekly, I'm asking them, what new thing have you tried this week? And particularly, is there anything that you failed at this week? I really want to encourage them. I got that from the CEO of Spanx. Her dad asked her that question.
Yeah.
He would be very disappointed if she could not come up with something she had failed at that week. And so I really try to model that for my children. The message of failure is so powerful. It's both implicit and explicit that I feel like I have to be very bold about, saying to them, I want you failing. I want you failing often. There are too many new things and skill sets and stuff like that. You can't be failing at something regularly. So, and then I share with them what I failed at. So I'll be talking to them about spending 2 hours trying to create a meme that by the end of it still wasn't right. You know what I mean? I'm going to talk to them about that. And I'm going to talk to them about the lessons that I learned from that. And that's what I want them doing. I want them telling me, Mom, I tried this, it was horrible, or I tried this and it wasn't quite what I wanted, or so-and-so laughed at me, and I'm going to say, good, great job. because it happens to every single leader. That is not, you're not going to just come up with that. If you want that in your children, you're going to have to be explicit about that. You're going to have to go forward on that. And I really find I have to do it with society as well. Like one of my group coaching programs is called Faith and Failure Club. And I've had people who understand the power of your confession say, don't call it failure. You know, you don't want to put failure in the title. I'm like, yes, I do. If it takes a lot of failure to get to success and everyone knows that, then let's be forward about it. I'm not putting that in the background because we've got a lot to overcome in our understanding about it. So anyway, you got me on my soapbox, Stephen. I was like all excited about what you were saying. I really can't wait to meet with you.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah,
I think
I was just gonna say, you go back to that whole idea of failure and how we sort of like push it away. It's like, no, it's not failure. And I love the Thomas Edison story where like he had to go through 1,000 different things before he found the filament that actually would last, right? And he didn't look at it as failure. For him, every failure was just a step towards what was ultimately going to work.
Yeah. It was a learning of what.
So
you gotta
love that.
The process. All of this is a process.
I think this is from a messaging standpoint, though. Right. I know people, you're going to fail, no doubt. People are going to fail when they try to do things that they've never done or others have never done. But nobody goes into it thinking they're going to fail, right? I mean, you never pursue something as though you're going to fail. And I think that's the most important thing to understand, for people, especially if you're doing with kids, you just got to go for it, right? When you go for it and you put everything you got into it and say you didn't get to where you wanted to, that's good, because I guarantee you got somewhere, right? I mean, you got somewhere after that 2 hours that you spent, you got somewhere, and it's fine to do that. Encourage them to keep moving forward, pushing as hard as they can with all they have, because it's going to force them to step outside of who they are, and it's going to force them to grow. And it's really cool to see people get there. There's a lot of people that take that failure approach, and you've been around some of those people in co-op where you got it, you're gonna fail. I don't know if I agree with that messaging as much as, go out there and give it your all kind of thing, and pushing forward is all what I asked earlier in terms of why are people so, so self-driven and self-motivated. And I think it has a lot to do with the reward system that we have, in America, or in anywhere else for that matter. If people are incented to act and behave that way, then guess how they're going to act? They're going to act that way. To me, people are simple. And if we give them the right guidance and we establish the right tone at the top, people don't behave that way. It's just really interesting. That's why teams are so successful. Individuals don't thrive, teams thrive. So you get into corporate culture, corporate America, government, wherever you want to put yourself right now. If people are incented to, take it all on their shoulders because they want to acquire personal power or authority or whatever it is like that, that's why we're in that spot. People match and mirror the people that are above them or they aspire to be. So we have to set the right examples. That's what the co-op's about, is setting the right examples. It's changing that tone at the top and being the right companies, and setting the right examples. And no better leader to follow than, than God, to me. There's no better leaders. You want to be first, you got to be last. You got to raise people. You have to lift people. And when you do, they promote you.
Right.
So, that's, it's just ridiculous. So let's set the tone. Let's change the tone. I think it's possible. And great people like you, Stephen, that are out there doing what you do, and Melanie, Felicity, and Jen, and all the other people that, that have stepped up in a leadership capacity, in co-op and outside the small business world. You guys are going to be the ones that make that happen. And I really, truly, truly believe it will. I really do. We're primed and ready, I think. So.
You know what we can do? I think let's change the definition of success? Why does it have to be financial? We need to change it because, you know, we need to change it to be someone who is humble, who is giving, who is kind. You know, we have you look at the leaders in our country are so arrogance. I mean, I just see arrogance and corruption and evil. And I'm hoping what's going to happen is it's just going to people are going to change because it's so bad what we think powerful is or what we think successful is.
It's true.
Yeah.
You know, and people will have the comments, they'll say, well, only people that aren't successful say that, right? I mean, you'll hear those comments, but it's not true. It's lonely at the top when you behave that way. But, you know, if you look at the bottom of all of those memes that we're putting out, to me, it's really about helping others. It's about growing your community. It's about growing your business to support the community because it has to do that. You guys have the right mindset as leaders in the country, basically, and in the communities. We're going to employ people with those values, and it's going to trickle down. And then from there, it's it's about giving back. It's about passing that torch and carrying the momentum. And
I mean, I would say that like the overall theme with all of this is like we're all contributing to raising human consciousness, and it's through our example, it's through our intentions, it's through facing the darkness and being the light that we are lifting all of us up.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
Love it.
So it was great. It was great having you on, Steve. I don't know if there's a good way to get a hold of you, but if you want to share that, feel free.
Yes.
Sure. I mean, just, you know, all my contact information and my links to social media and everything is on my website. So it's Dynako or Dynako.com. I'll just put it in the chat here, dynako.com. So that's that one-stop shop. You can get to everything else from there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're in Canada, it's Dynako.
Yeah. Right.
So no, it was really great having you on. I'm so happy you came on today because it was really fitting.
Yes.
So
yes, and I do have a fun fact if we can do that real quick.
Okay,
it's not really a
fun
fun fact, but it's more of a fun quote, and I think it's kind of fitting for today. It's from Yogi Berra. All of Yogi Berra quotes, right?
Does everybody know Yogi Berra?
Does everybody? Yeah. Okay. So this one I thought was kind of fun. It was slump. I ain't in no slump. I just ain't hitting.
There you go.
I think it's relevant because he's not owning that he's in a slump. He's just saying, I'm not hitting. He knows exactly what it is that he's not doing, and he's going to work on it and fix it. But I don't know.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, there you go.
Sometimes people can see you take a step back in life. This happened to me in a corporate job. I was assisting the CMO. And then I went into working in IT, and people were like, oh, we're so sorry. And like I had been demoted or something. And I'm like, what are you talking about? This is awesome for me. You know what I mean? In fact, it was just the greatest career change ever without a pay cut. And everyone was like, you know, thinking that I had some demotion. It ended up, I worked with the greatest group of like Accenture people, or like the top, you know, people in the field of IT. Yeah. So anyway, just because you take a step back to go in a different direction doesn't mean that it's bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Great point. That's a great point. Yeah. I love that.
So yeah, and if you come to a fork in the road, you should take it too.
Take it.
Yeah, you should take it too.
The fork.
Take it.
Hold on, there's more. I have a whole web page up.
What is it if your business is 90% mental and the other half is physical or something like that? What did you say?
Yeah, I don't know that one, but you know,
lots of yogi quotes. We crack up all the time.
Yeah, it's like how you think and hit at the same time, or how you think and hit at the same time.
Yeah.
You can't think and hit at the same time. You have to like just do. Like you can't think about it. You just have to do.
Yeah. Sometimes you just.
There is no try. There is only do.
Love Yogi Berra quotes. They're hilarious and relevant all at the same time.
Cool. All right, so we're again way over time.
Yes, thank
so
you, Stephen, for hanging out.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. It's I'm happy to be here, so thank you. Look forward to getting to know everybody more too.
Yeah.
Good. And everybody within the co-op, share this broadcast.
Sure,
help Stephen get this word out about his business so he can help more people who are, kind of stuck and need this courage coaching. So help him by sharing this and connect him with those people that he's looking for. He's looking for career coaches and entrepreneurs to help and, connect them with him. So
thank you.
Excellent.
Gotcha.
All right, so we hope you guys have a great day. It was great starting our days with you, and we look forward to spending some more time.